I'm not here to foment ill feelings, and personally, if I do have one thing on my list of privileges, my privilege to not care what you think, especially when I know the truth. So I'm not making this video as a form of disrespect, but an enlightenment to you, because you have fomented the falsehood that there is somehow this white privilege that people have, which is completely and utterly false. Now, if anything this list here proves that there are a lot of things that you have that white people do not have. I don't know of any white entertainment television. There's a lot of things here I've never heard of. You act like that we haven't been turned down for bank loans, or that we haven't had problems. I'm here to destroy your narrative, because I'll tell you why. I grew up in a poor neighborhood, and as a child, I lived next door to the projects, and I was poorer than the kids who lived in the projects. My family could not get help from the government. We fell through every crack in the entire system that we could possibly fall through. We couldn't get help, and many nights I went to bed without dinner, and we had to decide between whether we were going to pay our rent this month or whether we were going to have heat to live. You know, if we froze to death, or whether we'd have food on the table. So, you know, you think you've narrowed something down that it's completely false. I know a lot of other white kids who were just like me. I'm really not completely white. I have a mix of things in me, but that doesn't change the fact that I look white. So you couple me with that whole, like, you have this whole stereotype in your head, and really, when it comes down to the truth, it's you who are the hypocrites. And I hope they don't pull this video down, but it tells the truth, because I've seen more negative things from your side of the aisle than I have seen from my side. And I'll tell you another one. I lived in poor neighborhoods. I've had police threaten me. There's good cops, there's bad cops. Me and my friends did when we were kids. We had police threaten us. You're not the only ones. You act like everything is all about this white privilege. And let me tell you another thing. My family came down from Canada to America. And the first thing our family ended up doing is being in the Union Army. We have photographs of old members of our family with bicycle handlebar mustaches and in their Union uniforms. We fought against slavery. We never owned any slaves. I don't owe you anything, okay? Now, take this privilege thing, and you can take it and park it in your back seat, do whatever you want with it, but it's a lie. So you think about that. It's all a lie. You're spreading the lie, and thank God we have people like Thomas Sowell who see the truth, who know the truth, and know that you have been privileged since you had. We gave you, I'm a Republican too, on top of it, so does that hurt your feelings? We gave you your equal rights. We also set you free. So we set you free, we gave you equal rights. You can say what you want about America. Number one, no other country in the entire world fought to free slaves and fought to end slavery. No other country in the world. So you can say what you want about United States of America, but this is the country that has done more right than any country in the world. Period. Now you can say what you want. We've had corrupt officials, and on both sides of the aisle, so I'm not defending the GOP or the Democrats on either one of them, because there's corrupt on both sides. We all know this is true. Now, the one thing that I want to point out of you is that for 50 years, your side marched on Washington, D.C., talking about government corruption and what the government has done. Now, all of a sudden, you think that they're innocent. Like, all of a sudden now, they're clean. Where I don't happen to recall a lot of people going to jail or from the government or anything. I know a few have along the way, but a lot more probably do. And if you still think the government's clean right now, your side, you're sadly mistaken. And again, you know, you can say what you want about white people. I don't hate you. I don't hate anyone. I hate stupidity. And stupidity has made a huge problem in this country. The hypocrisy that the media spreads, and they are nothing but a loudspeaker for the other party on the other side of the aisle. And we all know it's true. They don't speak for the people. They speak for what lines their pockets. And that side of the aisle only knows how to line its pockets. And whether you want to be a slave to that, that's your choice. My family did what they could to end that. And it is that corrupted party that not only did that, but they also allowed the Federal Reserve Bank to come to the United States of America twice, which had been stopped, first by Thomas Jefferson and then by Andrew Jackson. Both of those men stopped the Federal Reserve Bank. And then in 1913, a Democrat named Woodrow Wilson allowed the beginning of the Federal Reserve Bank, which is not controlled by the Treasury, in case some of you sadly still believe that. They also passed an amendment called the 16th Amendment, and thus the beginning of income tax. They started taxing your income the same year they started the Federal Reserve Bank. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so. But I always hear these conspiracy theories about 16-year plan. Well, it's kind of funny because 1913, what happened 16 years later? 1929, the Great Depression. You put two and two together yourself, and during that time there was a pandemic, 1918, the Spanish flu pandemic. It seems like we're repeating history to me. And thank God again for people like Thomas Sowell, because he sees the truth, and it's not about race. I don't care what race you are. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care unless you hate me first. I have nothing against you. And if your side is intolerant of me because of my religion or my faith, then you are not my friend, and I don't care what you think about that. Take care of yourselves.